Okay. All right, Adriana. I saw that you're back. I'm sure you're frustrated after that all that time, being sober and sort of relapsing into alcohol use again. But I just want to thank you for showing up. It takes a lot of courage to come and talk about these things. It's definitely difficult. So I appreciate you being here.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. I mean, they kind of told me I had to come back. Um, but I figured, it helped me last time. Maybe it can help me again.
Hmm. Yeah. So there's some part of you that like wants to figure this out and see if you can change.
Somewhat, yeah. I'm not really sure if it'll work. I mean, I keep like failing and like, like having to do this whole process all over again. I'm just not really sure like what else I could do or you know, if I'll ever really be able to beat it.
Yeah, yeah, I hear discouragement. It's like you've tried so much and you failed so many times. You're wondering if, like, I don't know, can I actually do this? Can I actually pull this off?
Yeah, yeah, like it took a lot of work last time. Is it even worth like the effort again if I'm just gonna start drinking again?
Right, right. I do want to just highlight the fact that last time you did do it though. You did pull it off for a certain amount of time, and it seems like that determination and that power is in you. It's just a matter of bringing it out.
Thanks. Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, it was really hard, but I was able to be sober for some time, so that's
Right,
something.
right, for sure. So what's going on now? Tell me about the relationship with alcohol.
Um, I don't know, I guess I've been a little bit more stressed out lately and um I've had some stuff going on at work, like I dropped the ball on like this really important project and like my
Hmm.
partner and I are just having like a lot of conflict and so it just everything happened and then next thing I knew there was like wine and I was drinking it. So
Okay, so it's like the stress has started building up in your life. You're fighting with your partner. Like you said, you dropped the ball at work, and it kind of just got to that point where you're like, I can't cope, with all this overwhelm without alcohol.
yeah, yeah. Like my partner, since I've been sober for so long, like he's asked me if like he has wine back in the house again. And like it wasn't bothering me before, but then I guess like we got into like an argument and he like left the house. And so then I like just opened up the bottle.
Right, right. Yeah, so it was like before the wine being in your presence wasn't a problem, but because things escalated, that was your sort of go-to to sort of deal with that, with that stress.
Yeah, yeah, and it like happened like in an instant, like even, you know, it was just sort of like habit, I guess. Like,
Hmm.
it all just happened really easily and, you know, before I knew it, I was already like drinking 2 glasses or so.
Right, right. And then is that when you had that night, is that when you got the DUI?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I had a few more after that. But then yeah, I went out because he was like, "Hey, let's talk." So I was gonna try to meet him at like the park. Um,
Right, right.
yeah,
And after the DUI, from what I understand, you're still drinking. Um, Tell me about
yeah,
the
a little
continued
bit.
use. What's the relationship like with alcohol?
Um, I mean, it just like I remembered how good it was and like
Hmm.
how good it made me feel. And so, I mean, I'm not drinking as like it's not as bad as I used to be. Um, but I did have some, like, I'll have a few glasses of wine still. And I feel like it's something that I can like control for the most part. But I guess I didn't realize that like we had where I had the urine test the next day. So
Hmm. Hmm.
normally I'm able to like figure out the day that it will work out for me to um, drink. But I guess it just must have slipped my mind.
Right, right. So one part of you feels like the alcohol use is under control, but then at the same time, you're finding that you're failing, you know, the alcohol test. Um, yeah, it sounds like there's some tension between that.
Yeah, yeah, like um, it's not like I'm drunk all the time like I used to be.
Hmm.
So I feel like it's not that bad. And like people are able to drink alcohol. I mean, people drink it all the time and stuff. So it's just, I guess, wondering like why I have to stop completely. Um, and then, just maybe being a little bit more aware of like when I have to take tests and stuff and or eventually if I get my driver's license again, like um, just making sure that I do the right things. Um,
Right, right. So yeah, so you feel like it's not much of a problem right now. It's just a matter of like accommodating your life, to your use. And I'm just wondering what are some of the good things and not so good things that come with alcohol at this point in your life.
the good things, I mean, it's still something that I really enjoy. It
Hmm.
feels like comforting and um, it helps take my mind off of everything that's going on, especially like with work and like with everything with my partner. Like it's just a way to like relax.
Yeah, to ease your mind.
Yeah, yeah. Like it
Hmm.
takes my mind off of all the other stuff that's going on.
Right.
Um, and then what else did you ask me to talk about?
Yeah. What are some of the not so good things that come along with the alcohol use?
Oh, okay, yeah. Um, I mean, the not so good things obviously like is that I've gotten in trouble.
Hmm.
I got the DUI. I got my license taken away. I didn't pass the drug test. Um, those aren't things that like I'm proud of. Um,
Yeah, there's a sense of shame
so I'd
there.
say those, yeah, yeah, those are like the bigger things because those are things that are sort of like following me. So it's more like other people know about it now. It's not just like something that I can, manage. Like I can manage the headaches on my own. I can manage like um I guess the other negative side effects on my own, but like the DUI and not passing.
Right. All right. Tell me a bit more about that sense of shame that you feel for not having passed that test and getting the DUI.
Um it just it feels like it was inevitable,
Mm-hmm.
um, or like people thought it was inevitable, I guess is what I should say.
Mm.
Like when people heard, like when my parents heard and like um, stuff like that, they were like, oh, it's just Adriana again. Like she's just drinking again.
Mm.
Um, so yeah, it feels like people were kind of expecting that at some point
Right.
I'd I'd fall and like yeah.
Yeah, and you feel like you disappointed those people, or you almost even confirmed what they thought, and that brings a sense of shame to you. You don't want to be that person anymore. You want to prove them wrong.
Yeah. Yeah, like wasn't I don't know. I wasn't able to like keep my end of the bargain up type of thing. And um yeah, just the feeling that like I let people down. Um
Hmm. Yeah, I'm wondering if you could if you can imagine, an Adriana that in the future that you would be proud of, and that wasn't letting people down. What would that Adriana look like?
um should be really happy and like having good relationships with people, like wouldn't be fighting so much with, you know, my partner. I wouldn't be like, I don't know, feeling like a child, even though I'm like in my 20s when I'm talking to my parents. Like,
Right,
there'd be
right.
a sense of like respect and stuff.
Mm, respect, yeah. Yeah. So I hear, you just want to be more content and you want to feel more connected to the people in your life. Um, and especially with your parents, you don't, like you said, you don't want to feel like a child. Like you want them to look at you like an adult, the adult that you are. You want to prove to them
Yeah.
this. Yeah. Um, and at the same time, I'm wondering, you have this ideal self, like the Adriana you want to be, and I'm wondering, how alcohol gets in the way of that.
Well, every time I'm drinking, I I guess that's when the problems really start getting a lot bigger with my partner. Um,
Yeah, yeah, it kind of adds gas to the fire.
yeah, yeah. Like either I drink because we were fighting, or I drink uh, like the me drinking causes us fighting. So it's just like
Right.
a cycle.
It's this nasty loop that's getting in the way of the connection that you want with him.
Right. Yeah.
Hmm. Hmm.
And then also like my parents are just like, I don't know. I think they've kind of like lost some sort of respect for me. So they're just sort of like, when I talk to them, it feels like I'm a teenager again type of thing.
Hmm.
Especially when they found out about like the DUI
Right,
and the drug test.
right, right. Yeah, again, there, alcohol is getting in the way of that respect that you want from them, for them to see you
Mhm.
as an equal.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
yeah, Adriana, as I'm thinking about all these things, it seems like alcohol is really getting in the way of some of your motivations to become more connected with people and to live a happier life. And I'm wondering if there's, if we can think of any, two small things that we can sort of agree on as first steps, to start working on this problem with alcohol.
Yeah. Um, well, going to like those group meetings, like they're called AA, right?
Yeah, AA meetings. Yeah.
Yeah, going to those seemed to be helpful because I was able to like talk to people who understood how hard it was, and were dealing with similar struggles and stuff.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. I mean, that seems like a good option. A lot of people feel that they benefit from AA meetings. Um, how about how about like once a week attending a meeting? How does that sound?
Yeah, that's something that I can do. Um,
Okay.
I have some time like later in the week, so like Thursday to Saturday.
Thursday to
Um,
Saturday. Okay.
yeah,
Okay.
so
Do
I'm
you think
sure.
is there like a Thursday? Do you know like what day would be better? Thursday, Friday, or Saturday?
Um, Probably Thursday, because that way I could spend time with my partner on Friday or Saturday.
Okay. So on a scale from 0 to 10, how likely do you think you'd be to show up to the AA meeting on Thursday?
Um, Maybe like a 7.
Okay. Okay. And why a 7 over a 2?
Cause last time that I went to them, they were nice. I mean, it was nice to talk to people and like connect.
Okay. Okay.
Um, and it doesn't seem like it's like a really hard thing for me to, fit into my schedule. Um,
Okay. Yeah, so you felt connected with the people in the past and there's not a lot of barriers to it.
yeah, and
Okay.
I've done it before.
Yeah, so it's familiar.
Hmm.
Okay. And then let's come up with one more thing that we can do.
Um, I'm kind of at a loss. I don't really.
So I have a suggestion, and you tell me what you think. Because last, when we first started talking, you said that it was the presence of the alcohol in the house that sort of triggered you, because it was so easily accessible. And I'm wondering what it would be like to have a conversation with your partner about maybe removing alcohol from the house, for maybe for a week or however long you feel is comfortable.
Hmm. Yeah, I mean, I can talk to him about it. I feel a little bit of like anxiety around, or just uneasiness, I guess. I guess it feels like I'm not strong enough, you know.
Hmm.
Um,
Yeah, you're
but I
doubting
mean,
yourself.
we did it before, so
Hmm.
um, and he really wants me to, stop drinking and stuff. So um, I'm sure he'd be willing.
Okay. Okay. So then you'll go to the AA meeting on Thursday and have a conversation with your partner about alcohol in the house.
Hmm. Yeah.
Okay. Well, we're nearing the end of the session, so again, Adrian, I just want to thank you again for being here. And I know you're doubting yourself, but I see the determination in you, and you seem motivated to get your life back on track and be the Adriana that you've always wanted to be.
All right. Thanks. I'll see you
Yeah.
next week.
I'll see you next week. Bye.
Bye.